break. I've known him too long. If Statrix takes the time to kind of dig deeper into the personal identification storage section of the chip, he's got a monthly recurring ticket on this train that's already been purchased for this month. The big point is how you guys are going to finagle a severed limb IDIN chip to get into the train station through the door security. But you guys are clever.
Magic.
I'm sure there's a solution that I just haven't seen yet, and it's going to go smoothly.
Grenade and run.
Grenade.
Grenade in an opposite direction. Run away from the grenade. Hope everything works out.
Fantastic.
Medic, I believe we were crowded around the locker, like two guys awkwardly trying not to look at each other while they peed. I'm gonna let you do the arm, and I will look around and make sure nobody's staring at us pointlessly.
The locker rooms are locked at this time, correct?
Yep, I believe so.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I put those on lockdown right before we ended last session.
Yep. So you guys are the only two in there. You've got a constant connection to Statrix. He's got you covered. The cameras are recording or not recording. Are all turned towards them? What are you doing with this? I'm confused.
I thought there was no cameras.
Oh, in the locker room, no cameras.
But I was able to manipulate
But Jeff,
door locks.
but Statrix, what are you doing with the cameras in the locker room?
But no, I'm good.
Okay.
Strobe light.
Yeah, I'm just trying to leave a small footprint here.
Okay.
Since the security will already start getting suspicious as it is.
All right, if that is the situation, which I believe, since Statrix said so, I'm going to fish out the limb and touch it to the sensor.
All right. The first locker pops open.
All right.
Since
What
you're
do
the
we
one
see
holding
inside?
the arm.
Which
Yeah.
locker did you open?
I'll take a look in the...
346.
346.
Or anything in between. Yeah, okay, 346. Inside locker 346, there is a small black seamless box. Feels like it's made out of some kind of rare earth stone, like marble or, I don't know, puce.
Does this look like a talisman or reagent of any kind?
Do not sense any sort of, upon deep inspection, magical energy coming off of this thing. It's just a box.
Okay.
How big is the box?
It is approximately an 8-inch cube.
So I can fit that in my suitcase.
You could put that in your suitcase, right next to the assault rifle.
Machine pistol.
Machine pistol.
Assault rifle. I feel like I should have known this.
I have an assault rifle. I just left that at home.
All right.
Locker
pops open. No problem. No buzzes. No whistles. No nothing.
Okay. So taking the cube.
Yeah.
Pop open the suitcase. Putting it in the suitcase. Closing it.
Sir, is there something specific you'd like to see, Mr. Minus?
Potato.
Your tour of the community center.
Mr. Minus, is there something specific you'd like to see?
No.
Okay.
Don't say locker room. Don't say locker room.
Well, if you'll
Don't say
walk right
locker
down this way, I'll show you to the...
No.
Okay.
Actually, do you have a pool?
Absolutely. In fact, I just spent several minutes showing you the pool. Let's go down and have a look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. The pool as you see is right here. It's the Olympic swimming pool. It fills with different resistances of water or current to your desired level of athleticism. Why don't I just take you down and show you the lap swimming area?
Sure.
All right, she begins to walk you downstairs. All right, locker room, folks.
All right, moving over to the next locker and repeating the process.
Oh yeah, it pops. It goes through its 3 mechanical clicks and pops right open.
And what do we see in there?
What's in this one?
This is going to blow your mind, but there is an 8-inch black cube of some kind of stone, perhaps quartz. I don't. It's seamless.
Does it look different or the same as the other box?
No, it looks the same.
Okay.
We'll
They
put this
heavy?
in the backpack.
They are different in weights. It is difficult to tell how heavy they are without actually measuring them, but the first
They're
box is heavier than the second box. Now, if you just put them both in the suitcase, please explain to me how you are going to determine which box, when you take them out of the suitcase, goes to which location.
I have
They
a
got
solution
painted
to that.
on.
Okay.
That or a stealth tag, and then we just assign them arrows box 1, box 2, or we'll send them numbers that came from the locker.
Okay, so you're tagging each box?
Yep.
Okay.
Should take those off before we hand them over, lest we be shot for it.
Yep. No, that was the plan. At least now we know which one is what. And that's the important thing.
Fantastic. All right. As Minus, she leads you down 2 flights of stairs. She approaches the men's locker room, and she's like, "Okay, will you just walk right through here?" She leans on the door to kind of try and open it for you. It's locked. 2 stooges. You hear someone trying to get in through the door that is locked. 3rd stooge in
Well, I tell
AR.
you what. I think I've seen enough. Let's go ahead and sign me up. Let's go and do the paperwork.
All right, perfect. Right this way, please. And she turns around and leads you back upstairs. She shows you several of their package options. If you want all classes included, there is I think it's, well, let me do the conversion. I think it's probably 540 nuyen for the year for all classes and the gym membership. If you just want the gym membership, you can pay like a 5 nuyen fee per class. The first 15 classes are free, and it knocks like 150 nuyen off the yearly price.
That's a really good price.
It's a community center.
I'm gonna ask them sort of sub-vocally and using the transceiver. Are you all done yet?
I don't know, guys. Are you done?
I mean, put the arm back in the bag, put the cubes in the case, and let's get the hell out.
Yep.
All right, perfect.
So,
Statrix, do you let them out?
Yeah, we'll unlock the door.
Okay, the door's now unlocked.
I'm running the baby monitor too, even though it's just a couple things I'm doing.
God is watching for you.
God is always watching.
let me know when you're clear, and I will stall and continue asking questions about co-ed hot yoga or
That is an
It is
excellent
yoga.
choice. Samantha,
Yeah.
our instructor, has been doing it for several years, gets a lot of really positive feedback. We have a 6 o'clock in the morning class, and then we have an afternoon class. It's really popular among our usually couples who have just had a baby or stay-at-home moms, things like that, who their husbands can come off during the lunch hour, take the class with them, and then go back. Of course, the early morning class is a little more of your young professionals crowd, but it's not restrictive at all. Whichever class fits your schedule. The one caveat is if you don't have a partner, sign up as an individual and they'll slot you in with another individual. A lot of the moves do require 2 people, not necessarily of opposing genders or gender neutral. But a lot of the positions do require an assist to get into and out of.
Takes 2 to tango.
If you have a pre-existing heart or health condition, a lot of times this is exacerbated by the heat of the room. So please be aware of that before signing up for the class.
you all done yet?
Voltaic will calmly and yet
How long does it take to walk up the stairs?
leave the community center out came. If medic follows, that's up to him.
Oh yeah, medic's following.
Yeah.
Probably muttering about why did the door lock on us?
to stop the cute young attendant from bringing the Minotaur in and seeing us playing with a.
Playing handy with a
Does
corpse.
anyone tell Minus that you're done? He's asking over
Yeah.
the comm. Are you
Yep.
done?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
once
as soon as Voltaic clears the front door, he will like so vocally because I have one of those too. Say I'm out.
Great. So, yeah, I'll after. You have like a trial period?
I can actually sign you up for a free week. If you would like, I can get you a punch card. All you have to do is fill out your name and address on our contact card.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
She hands you the form. She gets you your punch card. You decide how you fill that form out.
Now, I will go ahead and fill it out with some false information.
Ernest
so getting
Hemi-
back to the old, the noon, hey, by the way, guys, I'm going to probably be a little late. Getting back to the noon whole married chicks with the guys that are working. Anyways.
Yeah, your punch card you can take up to 5 classes with your weekly punch card. They'll punch you in the door, and then down here there's little boxes. You can take whatever class you want. Here's a copy of our class schedule, when classes are at for the month of April, May.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Before I exit the hot sim, do I see anything on the cameras outside?
Normal
The
through
parking
traffic.
area? Just normal traffic?
No spikes since you've been here. No noticeable pattern. If you're running any sort of analytics program, there's no statistical deviation for since you've been here to now.
Excellent. Yes. So all that's the word. Minus, Voltaic, Medic, you guys look clear to exit.
All right, I'm heading out.
Hot VR.
All right. Since nobody's paying attention, theoretically, I will go get in the van.
Yep.
Right. 3 men in a van, 1 man on a one Minotaur on a motorcycle with comms active.
So what do we find?
What is the point?
Two black boxes. Equal
Yeah,
alike in dignity.
Almost alike. So Mike will sit down his suitcase and pop it open and show the 2 cubes with the stealth tags on them, displaying the locker numbers each one came from.
Interesting. Do I recognize anything about these cubes? Could they be like memory chips or anything like that?
Probably enough to know that they are not memory chips.
Okay.
What are your knowledges, your professions? Do you have like an engineering skill, or what are your skills you're using to? Do you have any sort of
Yes.
physical scanning equipment in the van?
Don't we have a Minotaur with X-rays?
No, he has radar eyes. That's different.
Oh, that's close enough.
I can use ultrasonic from my hand.
That's cool. What does that do?
It mostly lets you see through gases and liquids. It's like ultrasound you would see for checking out your baby. So it has a
I gotcha.
very short distance, but on an 8-inch cube, as long as it's not solid all the way through, I might be able to get something.
Oh, cool. Go ahead.
You want me to do perception then?
What's your associated check with the ultrasonic? You can do perception.
It's a rating 3, so it normally adds that rating towards your
Yep.
perception.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. So do perception rating 3.
Six successes.
Mushrooms. The high definition mushrooms. In fact, if you ran a net search, you could even find out the type of mushroom that is in this box. It's a genetically engineered variant of high-end restaurateur mushrooms that is currently in vogue. The average price of a pound of these mushrooms is somewhere between 1 and 3,000 nuyen, depending on the chemical analytics and quality of the specimen. There's probably between 8 and 16 ounces of mushroom inside this box. The box is a refrigeration unit. It lasts for at this power cell and the half-life, it'll probably last for the next 200-300 years, as long as no one turns it off. It's all Wi-Fi. You could use your rig to access the controls. It's lightly password protected, but it's basically a transport that they would use for medical organs, or in this case, perishable food.
What about the other
Smuggling
one?
Truffles.
I don't know. What did he roll on the other one?
Let's find out.
Oh wow, three successes.
You're not as sure about this one, but you're easily able to see through the inch of thermal conductive material that these refrigeration units are made out of, and it looks like some kind of crustacean. Like they're about 2-3 inches long, maybe a shrimp or a crawdad or something. There's maybe 15-20 of these things stacked in some kind of high density liquid coolant in this box.
At least it's not the Abrams lobster.
All right, let's get these delicacies to where they're supposed to be gone, so that we can use that we're paid for other delicacies if we wanted to.
Is he keeps cutting out for all of us, or just for me?
No, he
All of
cut
us.
there for me.
For me, or are you guys talking about me?
Yes.
Whenever you see me make this
Right.
face, it's because he's cutting out.
I don't really
So
know what to do about that.
mushrooms.
It's not all the time, Mark. It's just been a couple hiccups here and there.
Yeah.
I would like to blame the Skype software interface. I'd like to take a moment to thank Microsoft for the technical difficulties of running a Shadowrun 5e campaign over the internet.
Just remind
Thank you,
when airing
Microsoft.
this live, and that's a corporation you're talking to.
That's true.
We are
This is
Shadowrunners.
It's not free advertisement for Microsoft.
Careful, Microsoft doesn't come after you there, Nate. Send some of us.
Oh, why do you use my real name, jerk?
Oh.
Ah.
Potato.
All right, team, back on task, please.
All right. So, hold on to our
What time is
first
it,
drop.
Nate?
Say again.
What time is it?
It is local time in Kansas City. I believe we said was just after 10 o'clock by the time you finish breakfast.
And so we've spent
Less
seems
than a
like
half
it's-
hour. I gave you the word-for-word duration of the tour through minus. It should be easy to gauge the amount of time you spent in the community center.
So we have approximately 2 hours before the train arrives to drop off that package. So we should
I believe
be
the
able
train
to...
is. I believe the train is at 1:30. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff.
No, that was correct.
I thought it was at... Is that what you had? Oh, I had it at
The
12:30.
first drop is that there's not a large window between drops, which is good because they're kind of, if you drew a line between where you are northeast, you could hit both locations. Like you hit one and then you go up and hit the other. It's not a long drive in between. The timing is not going to be difficult.
Yeah, the carrier meant to do these things, so it had to be possible for
It was on
them
a.
to do
It's
it,
all.
so-
It's part of a route.
Yeah.
You're not staying to chat. You're dropping things off.
Oh, the train leaves by 1:30, so we have 12:30 to 1:30 in which it's.
Yeah, you have a window. You have a window.
And if we're still,
But
on
I believe
train-
the earlier drop. I believe the earlier drop is like 11 o'clock, though. I mean, it's not. It's pretty well balanced window. Statrix is, of course,
Okay.
monitoring your time. He's got a little countdown clock in the AR module.
Well, any of us could have that.
because I actually have the high-end reservation at the restaurant drop-off location is at 2:15.
Oh, perfect.
So you have time for that. Okay.
So I did it backwards. What you're saying?
My notes are a little verbatim from last week.
Perfect.
Lot of typing.
My notes are a little in a notebook at work this week. So
I have to wing it.
go
All right, let's do a little bit of courier work.
So my question is, how big is the ID chip the guy was using?
Oh, I don't know. It's a piece of the synthetic circuitry sewn into his wrist. It probably goes for about 2 inches of one of these metatarsal bones, whatever it's etched onto. So I don't know. It's about 2 inches by an inch by 2 inches. It's a rectangular rhombus.
He's probably trying to figure out how much of this arm he can cut off and it still work.
Yes.
Can I wear it like a
Oh.
bracelet? Can
That
I
thought,
wear it like a bracelet?
the actual thought was, did somebody have like a cellular sleeve mold?
A cellular mold?
Yes. Like a cellular
Conveniently, yes.
sleeve.
But I don't know. That would be up to Nate if that would also. Oh, you mean to get his fingerprints in case we needed them later?
No. If we had that right, we could stitch it into the mold, so we don't have to have. Like, if I could get the circuitry off it and put it into the cellular glove mold, we didn't have. Then we don't ever have to take the arm with us.
And I have one. You guys dump
But the only problem is
there
I'm
in
not
case.
sure.
Wait,
On the
why
floor
are
of the
we doing
van.
it like this? Why don't we just take the arm with us?
If there are scanners at the train station, how are we going to get an arm past them?
Voltaire,
Grenades.
do you still have that old ambulance uniform from 2 months ago?
I can make it because that would be physical mask.
Yeah, when we were on our Violet Cross run. I think I might still have one of my old badges. We could redo the data on it, or redo the passcodes and signatures for it, and just go licensed onto the train with an organic arm. You and Medic should be able to pass. I mean, the two of you know enough, have enough knowledge between your skills to be able to pass as liaisons for a medical organ transfer, right?
That would be
I could
doable.
probably lie.
Not asking you to do anything you're not comfortable with, but if that's an idea you boys are willing to try, I mean, like always, I'll monitor from above, from the heavens.
Worst case scenario,
do
you can
that.
always spoof the system.
The whole train system.
Security incident.
or
The
train
whole-
security, because I
The
don't
whole system.
No, if you can just spoof the scanner.
Oh, yeah. As long
Okay.
as we're using it wirelessly and it's not hardwired into the... Well, yeah. We won't go into that.
So the train is first or second? Because I had the impression the train was second, but
I think train was first.
Yeah, I had train as first.
okay. I probably wrote it down wrong. I was probably sleepy. All right, let's head towards the train station. Onwards.
To
And,
the train!
I will send a message to Minus, telling him where we're going. If he wasn't already hearing.
Statrix, there's a Statrix and Minus both. There's a street path to the edge of the Crown Center perimeter. So you can technically take a town through route. It's gotten really congested over the years, so if you're not super familiar with the area, it's kind of a driving hazard. The Kansas City is built like a U in terms of elevated grid freeway systems. More like where you're at, it's a U. There's a 435 ring that has been updated, renovated. It's on a grid auto drive system, so you can just take the motorcycle. Maybe not so much. I don't know. how technologically advanced your motorcycle is, but the van definitely gets on the grid, auto drive to right down to the parking garage at Crown Center.
All right.
Okay. I assume that the rigger's van can basically get on 435 within 5 minutes of where you're at and have it autopilot you to the Crown Center, because it's in a very modernized, high through traffic area that's not more than 2 or 3 blocks from centralized access to the grid freeway system.
Yes.
So however you guys want to do it, just tell me.
Yeah, I'll just go auto drive, autopilot.
Okay.
I'm not actually a rigger, so.
I apologize for abusing your title. It seems like a crime against minorities.
An arm drive will get us there efficiently, too.
That's true. If there is an efficient way to get to Crown Center, I'm telling you right now, it's going to take 24 minutes.
We got
And
that.
we have 24 minutes.
Minus, how would you like to get there? Or team, how would you like Minus to get to the Crown Center area?
I was just gonna follow them.
Oh, perfect. That
Good.
works for me.
It would be easy enough to do that with the auto drive. Just go follow this guy.
Minus,
Yeah.
did you want to board the train with them as a medic, or did you think that was too risky?
I'm not a medic.
All right.
All right, I guess while we
Yeah.
drive there, I'll spend a couple reagents so that I can maybe get more than one success on my physical mask spell.
Okay.
While still casting it at Force 1, because why not?
What are your reagents that you're using in the van?
Let's see. What would his reagents be?
Bat
I thought about that
bladders.
the other day. And yes, gnat bladders.
Yeah.
Let's see. He is a shaman, so they would most likely be with feathers. Seem appropriate for someone who has a thunderbird as a mentor spirit. So feathers that he has collected from magically active parts of Kansas City.
Okay, so how are you using this reagents? Are you burning incense and wafting it around in Statrix's van? Are you cleansing yourself with water?
Yeah. We'll take what kind of cleanse himself almost with the feathers like a ritual before he casts his spell.
Voltaic has started a small fire in the back of your van, Statrix, and is wafting
I
the
had a
smoke
body
around
odor, it's not
himself. Yeah, okay.
And if he starts to go, what are you doing? I'm like, no, it's
Van.
fine. It's
It's
fine.
meant to work.
Okay.
Let's see. So,
Is there an opposed check to see through your mask, or is it just if you make the successes, you've got the disguise?
it is an opposed check due to, or based on the successes,
Okay.
which would be
So you-
3.
So you are currently
double
wearing a what specifically are you trying to look like?
Basically a medic courier. So, a copy
a medic
of
courier?
you know what I mean? So a copy of the form that Statric has apparently produced out of nowhere, based on our previous experience together.
Okay.
how we met.
So kind of, yeah. So probably a uniform with maybe like the hospital's patch. Maybe a hospital. Maybe the hospital's patch on the side. Because an ever-present clipboard. So presentable, human, brown hair, brown eyes, very nondescript-y.
Okay. Yeah, just to facilitate brainstorming, how are you guys going to handle presenting the ticket to get onto the train that is currently stored in the wrist of said deceased courier? You can certainly decide that once you get there, but you have 24 minutes in a van.
Yeah, so 24 minutes in the van. I'll start checking ticket pricing for the train.
Okay, there are no tickets posted for this train.
Nobody's trying to scalp tickets?
Nobody is trying to scalp tickets for this train.
Alright. I'll start.
I was horribly unfair to you in our earlier discussions. When you info searched this train, it is a train, but it is also a traveling restaurant. It has a restaurant on board the train. Several of the cars are dedicated to high-end dining, and so when you buy a ticket for this train, it's with the express. Yes, it's going to a destination, but these tickets are sold months in advance as an opportunity of, hey, come eat this famous chef's train restaurant food.
Alright. That might make the medic disguise a little bit harder for us. I'm not saying it's impossible. Emergency transfers may still be done on this train, but...
Well, he's still fire dancing. If you come up with something else, just whisper it in his ear, and his Thunderbird God will turn him into whatever he needs to be.
Just call it one of the ingredients.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well, was that
seasoning.
macabre?
Seasoning for the
One time
seasoning
deal,
for
I
the
thought I
soup.
just did that.
Hey, it's not a published
Perfect.
menu. Nobody knows until they sit down. You eat what they give you.
Well, did anybody take the pin from the courier?
The what?
The courier had a pin, right?
like in
Turtle
his
with
arm is
wings.
what I thought.
Oh,
No, no, no.
right.
The pin.
I was
No,
wondering if
on
anybody
his
swiped the
collar.
I didn't, but I could spend an edge to pretend I did, or I could also just probably make myself look like him,
That might actually be the
including
best.
the pin.
That might be the best route to go, actually. Then.
We do have pictures from the scene, so that could help recreate the pin.
And you have a physical specimen of the person you're trying to imitate. I feel like that should increase your successes. If used in the ritual, I will give you a +2 to your dice pool if you use the arm as part of your dancing transformation ritual in the back of this van.
Wow.
I have no shame. I'd do it.
He's holding it like an air guitar.
Dude, like, you give the Thunderbird a piece of this guy's arm, he's gonna hook you up. Like,
Okay, Voltaic, I have a crazy idea. How do you feel about this?
I don't mind crazy ideas.
So, you'll go on as that person and put his arm in your right arm, in your arm sleeve of your shirt or long sleeve shirt, and make sure it's like a full, because people will be going there all dressed up nice, right? So make sure you're just wearing a full length glove arm on both arms. Make it look nice. See what I'm saying? So when they go and ask you for the key, you can just actually lift up, your arm.
anyone who's not watching Minus's camera right now is just wasting the experience.
So you want me to secret this man's in my teeth and then cast myself to make me look like him walking around like a popsicle.
Yep.
Presumably
You
with Christ.
You leave your arm down by your side, right? Well, you've done this before. I'm sure you know what you're doing. But yeah, and then use the fake arm.
Done this
and just
before?
whenever you can
I've
swing
done
it,
this before,
swing
he
it.
says. Oh, can I cast physical mass on no, the subject? I don't think that counts. Do I have good phantasm? Because I feel like
it's the right arm, if that helps.
no, it really doesn't.
If you can't
Not sure
cast
how that would
physical
work.
phantasm over the arm, one option would be is to have Medic chop off your arm
Stick it on.
and leave it in the van. How committed to this project are you?
It is a whole
Not
10,000 yen.
that committed. I don't believe that would cover the missing hand issue.
No, figure out how your spell works, man. You got 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna, while they're trying to decide how I'm out of that conversation. I'm just gonna make sure we're not being followed.
Oh, okay. Roll your perception plus whatever you'd like, I guess. What's your VR skill set? Is that what you're using? Your eyeball thing?
My eyeball thing.
I'm just calling it the eyeball thing because, in my opinion, it does everything. It sees through walls. It sees 360 degrees. I assume it sees underwater.
No, I'm not going to use that. No,
Okay.
not at all. That's not a good. That's not a good thing to use.
Okay.
There.
Yeah,
In this
it
instance.
doesn't work as well through liquids as it would through a gas, anyways.
It's probably really distracting when you're trying to drive a motorcycle.
Yeah.
too.
Well, it takes a simple action to use it, like to really like see what's going on, like in an image. So yeah, it's probably be like looking through your phone while you're driving.
On a motorcycle.
I just don't think it's gonna work out. So let's go with I don't know. Armed combat?
Just roll straight.
That's
Just roll straight, either intuition or
perception.
Yep. Go ahead.
Could I roll my spugging and see if I know a trick or two to bypass the
Oh wait, no.
the scanners?
Sure, absolutely. You're rolling what to see if you know how to bypass the scanners?
Smuggling. My smuggling knowledge.
Oh, cool.
So
I didn't
this
know
would
you
be
had
right
that.
up the alley.
You just moved up 3 points in my esteem. Go ahead and roll your smuggling knowledge. I'm ready.
I'm going to spend a point of edge to reroll all my failures. So I got five successes, and I get to keep all 5 of them.
Given the, you already mentioned that you have a not rigger, that could sabotage the system. You're going to have to wait and see what the system looks like. Online, it looks like a simple bioscanner, like the old school metal detector hoop that does a brief surface level, non-intrusive, non-illegal scan of a person's possessions. Getting an arm through it is not going to be difficult because the scanner's not looking for arms. Getting a second ident chip through it, not so difficult because people carry backup storage and stuff like that all the time. You don't want to get patted down. And so you've got a couple of fast tips to not look suspicious, so you're not the guy pulled out of the line to get the second arm felt up. But aside from that, there's not a lot of finesse to be done here. Sabotage the materials or walk it through. The other thing is that if you, what you know with your smuggling thing is okay, you've got a destination. All you really need to get through those scanners is a reason to be there. Now, sure, you put the carry-on luggage through the hostile items. They're not scanning the contents of bags that go through unless it gets selected for search because the scanner picks up something strange like chemicals or explosives, but it's not looking for, a lot of times it's not looking for non-dangerous biological material, so they're only bag searching 1 in 10, so you can suitcase it through and run the risk. And the other thing is that and an arm's not high likely going to set off any of the scanners because it's not on the list of things they're looking for. The other thing is that in order to pass through one of these scanners, all you have to have is a valid train ticket or restaurant reservation or something from the kiosks at the front of the train station. You have to have a reason to be there. So if you bought a train ticket for another train or some other transportation coming out of the train station, then getting through the scanner is not difficult for all 4 of you. It's really just his ticket to get onto the train that's the stickler.
And he and our disembodied friend has a ticket for this particular train. As you said earlier, he's got a monthly pass, right?
Now, in terms of that, I tried to mention several times that it's in the actual data storage portion of this identification chip that he's had fused to his, bone. That there is a possibility that since Statrix has had a look at some of his systems. I mean, I know since he's not a rigger, we shouldn't really expect him to do much of this technological things, but the ticket can be transferred to any data storage device out of the ARM.
That would be helpful.
Oh, well, I can do that.
So we may not even need the ARM.
that would be a Decker knowledge.
You'll
That's a
note,
hardware thing.
if
I
I'm
know
not mistaken,
hardware.
I believe he said he tried to mention several times.
Great.
It's
Let's
the
do
big
that.
If
ears.
you guys don't
They're
want to
not
take
so.
the arm in like men, I guess I could do it that way.
Plan
Big
B
ears
was
are
have-
not so
like-
good for the listening.
Plan B was
Like
just to
men.
have me stick it down my pants. So
'Cause nobody's checking there.
I'd
Let's
hate
get
you
patted
all.
down for our next fall.
It's like, what, man? This is just how
I
I
would
hang.
hate
Like,
you. I would hate you all. You would.
Well, we could talk our ways. We could talk our way past.
Well, we don't even. Assuming he gets the train ticket off, I don't think we need the ARM anymore. We can leave the cooler in the van.
Oh, but let's keep it for posterity.
Do we know what the drop-off location is? Is the drop-off location a box in the train, or is it
Now-
actually part of the restaurant?
All right.
let me come back full circle so that you don't feel like you wasted your time taking the arm. When he is reported deceased through his SIN sensor in that ARM chip, like his ticket, all his identification, it's going to get flagged. So you still need to keep the arm. Please don't throw the arm out of the vehicle. That will kind of.
We need to keep the ARM viable,
But
we
it doesn't
do
need
not
to be. It
necessarily
doesn't need to be
to-
in your pocket or in your pants. It can
Yeah.
fit in the van.
It was going to stay in the cooler. we're not that evil yet.
Nate was going to let us carry that arm into that train port.
I was hoping you
He's
would.
gonna let
I
us do-
couldn't see a reason for you to do it, but I was hoping you would.
What you would?
I started to feel bad after you drug it through the community center. I like my conscience got to me.
He was just handy to have around at the moment.
Okay, you guys have arrived at Ground Center. What would you like to do?
All right. So
Statrix, were you able to get his ticket out?
Are we looking for a hardware roll to transfer that?
Yes, we are.
ticket? Okay.
Hardware logic, right?
And do I have to say beforehand if I'm going to use an edge to re-roll misses?
The hardware logic is to transfer the actual data off first. You need to. It's got a level of encryption on it for the storage area. So first, you need to roll whatever your highest hacking skill is. Once it's plugged into the deck, you can use whatever you would like for your dice pool.
Okay, so I need to use hacking first. I can
Yep.
do that. That's easy. Easy. Three successes, and I did not glitch by one. Holy crap. Okay.
So you did not glitch.
I
Confirmed.
did not glitch, yeah. But on 11
Okay.
dice, and I missed it by one.
Okay. Well, you got to keep all three of your successes because I suck. And no, you're easily able to crack the simple encryption on this device. Please roll your hardware roll to see if you can transfer the data ticket uncorrupted from your device to another device, and tell me what device you're trying to transfer it to.
And before you do that, can I roll hardware to teamwork with you?
Yes.
Yep. So add one to your dice pool.
Is that how it works?
Well, that's up to him. Normally, whoever's teamworking you would roll, and you would get a number of hit bonus dice equal to the number of hits. I get limited to your ranking.
Yeah.
Or your rating.
And I've got a rating 2 in hardware.
Okay, so you'll be able to keep 2 if I.
Either
So
way.
you keep 2 of those, and your limit.
That
and
way's
your,
better for you guys, so go ahead and do it that way.
and the limit goes up by 1.
And let me go there.
So you get 2 extra dice, and your threshold limit goes up by 1. Goes up by 1 for each person teamworking.
So we're looking at 4 successes. And yeah,
Okay.
I've got 6 in my mental, so. we can.
It needs to be transferred in its entirety. The protocol self deletes from whatever unit that it was on previously because it's a ticket. Copying it is, and once the ticket is used, it doesn't work anywhere else. So it's not a complicated code, but it's pretty standardized. Move it as a unit, keep it intact. So you got to make sure your vessel is of appropriate space to carry this. What are you putting it on? Just a chip drive? Are you putting it on a wrist scanner? What do you
That's
got?
what I was thinking, like a wrist scanner, like a Fitbit or a magnetic card reader, whatever.
Okay, so you stick it in a chip, you stick it in a band, you slap it on who?
Voltaic, correct?
Yeah, he'd be probably the best person for that because he could talk his way through.
Voltaic, are you done swamp dancing?
I didn't know I needed to do that. Yes. So, I'm just going to probably disguise, because I don't need to be a medic, disguise myself as kind of a professional human, brown hair, brown eyes suit. Because it's a restaurant train, I believe is what you said.
Well, there's a restaurant on the train, and it's a traveling circus.
Got it. Yep, just...
So you're not trying to look like the dead guy, or you are trying to look like the dead guy. Be very clear.
I feel like if I decide to look like the dead guy, someone's going to come up and talk to me like I'm the dead guy. That could be bad.
That could be bad.
Yeah,
so
could be bad.
I'm going to go with someone else.
Okay. But in a similar uniform as the dead guy?
No. I'm not going to try and copy.
Okay. So you're just casually dressed, got a ticket to the train.
Decently dressed. Nicely dressed.
Decently dressed. Nicely dressed. So like you're talking suit, but no tie, suit and tie, dinner jacket. Describe decently dressed.
Suit, no tie.
Okay.
Minus is signaling me. Yeah, I could do that. And with pin. Because we have images of the pin.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fairly detailed.
It's a turtle with wings.
Pretty simple. Yeah. So that way I'm not him, but
the same thing I've got as a tattoo.
It's his gang turtle.
Gang turtle.
It's his gang turtle. No, he's okay. So height, weight, age, are you human? Are you humanoid?
Yeah, human, 30s, average height, average weight, trying to be
not particularly good looking, sandy brown hair, 9 to 5, 5 o'clock shadow.
Yep.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. All right. We got you. You arrive at the train station. How does it roll out, ladies and gentlemen?
All right. So
the layout of this is a large open parking space. It's been expanded from the grounds of the original train station because parking is always an issue. They've added a multi-level parking garage behind the actual train station to each side. Ground level parking is almost never available anymore. In fact, they've reserved all the slots for employees. So you'll have to park in the garage, walk out of the train center. But once that's done, by the way, whoever's parking the van and the motorcycle, it's like $3 a day. It's right next to the. It's not far from a lot of Kansas City Memorial parking. Whenever there's an event, it's free, but there's no event today because it's Thursday. I'm sorry, guys. So it's like $3 for the day. Not super expensive. Now that you're here, everything's within walking distance. Up the hill to the south is the World War I Museum. Hopefully it'll stand until it erupts a dragon, like everything else in this game seems to. The train station is this wide. They tried to keep the original level, though it's been expanded much underneath to accommodate more trains, more tunnels, more systems, because train transportation actually became more valuable as technology and magic progressed, and there wasn't as much sky real estate as there used to be.
Ebola. It's going.
So, but they've tried to maintain the original face, if you will, of the train center. So it's still, there's always some jackass tour guide who's been there since the 1950s to actually see this happen, that tells you where famous gangsters were shot out front of the train station, and he's showing you the bullet holes in the original reconstructed bricks. It's actually a beautiful, almost cathedral-built building on the ground floor, which is they've maintained as much as the original structure as they can. It's got those glossy golden bronze tiles that make light bounce around and give people seizures if they're not careful. High open arches, marble pillars in the entryway, and then there's the ticket booth kiosks, and then the scanners to walk in and see the train center. I don't think I was clear before. To go some areas in the train station, you have to buy a ticket from the kiosk. To actually get in and look around at the main train station body, the historical original train station, you just have to go through the scanners. There's kiosks on both sides of the scanners. If you get in there and say, for example, there's usually a traveling museum exhibit that takes up most of the western basement of the train station. You can buy tickets for that inside. Currently, it is doing the inventions of Leonardo da Vinci. That's kind of a rotating theme. They do it about once a year. So they've got models of hang gliders and pulley systems and things like that. And there's this educational tour. It's like 15 nuyen for an hour's worth of crap, and then you can leave if you decide to do that. There's restaurants in the main floor of the train station as you get through the scanners, but right now your immediate obstacle is you can buy tickets here for if you're actually going to ride a train and not here as a tourist, or you can walk through the scanners to get to where everything is. This is quite a walking adventure. It's expanded over the years to probably from end to end. All the things that are actually contained within Union Station is about 15 miles of walking touristy things that the corporations have kind of milked to death. So what would you like to do? Who's going in? Who's not going in?
Nick will dump out his backpack, kind of clear it out, and then put the corresponding cube, which I do not remember which locker number was off because I didn't write this down because I'm awful.
1230.
Take the corresponding cube. Yeah, the corresponding cube. Remove the stealth tag from it. Put in his backpack. Put the tag back. Give my guy a medic. Zip up his backpack. Get out of the van and.
Okay.
Because he can walk in already because he has a train ticket. Well, he has our disembodied friend's train ticket. He will get out and towards the train station, even if I don't walk through already. That way, all piling out of a van at the same time, like clearly suspicious individuals.
Instead, you'll pile out one at a time over the period of several minutes as clearly suspicious individuals.
Yep.
Okay. Glad we clarified that.
Because we're clearly not suspicious individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go into the center. If there's lots of stuff to see, then I'll make sure that I'm somewhere kind of around the train. But
Okay.
Yeah, street food or whatever they've got like outside for the vendors and whatnot. I'll try a little bit here and there and just go around and see what I like.
The food, I'm sorry, I didn't describe that very well. It's an open walk area, but there's not food on the street. It's all inside the train station. So there's like past the scanners, there's coffee shops that are little nickel and dime places, and then there's some, if you go straight north down the hallway without actually hitting any trains, there's two real high-end restaurants. There's a German restaurant, and if I remember correctly, it's like a high-end European American cuisine place.
I'm not dressed for that, so I might hang out at the coffee shop then and down some bagels and coffee until we're done here.
Okay.
But yeah, I need a place to lay low and just where I can kind of be somewhat close in case. Well, in case.
Just in case. Excellent.
Actually, before you head out, Medic's going to kind of stop you.
Yeah.
And hand you this. I'm going inside. Keep this on you.
What is it?
Just in case. It's
Is
the
it a
other
grenade?
drop-off. No,
drop-off?
Medic did not bring his grenades with him.
Oh, it's the other cube.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be using my suitcase in case things go crazy in there.
I'll lock it up and secure it in the van. We don't have a safe or anything, but I'll secure it the best way I can.
Yeah, you don't have a smuggling compartment in your van?
No.
We must fix that someday.
Yeah, well, I could barely afford the one plating of armor we got on it, so we'll be thankful for that. I think more than the smuggling compartment.
Well, does it have a spot where you have like a spare tire? You just throw it in there.
Yeah, that'll work.
Assuming it is on the inside.
So.
That works too.
Not the most sophisticated runner sometimes.
Hey, at least I have a license for my Aries, so
Yeah, Nate.
that won't be a
those
problem.
Scanners, all of my cyberware is obvious, but I have licenses for all of it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I have a license for my Predator or
By
my
obvious,
Crusader.
that still does that. You might be licensed to carry, but you might not be allowed to carry in the train station. Maybe you should look and see what the rules are in terms of concealed firearms.
Yeah, I'm not taking a firearm with me.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
I'm talking to Machine Pistol over here.
This is why I fry people with my mind. I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, this is a very check it at the door location. You walk in there with a machine pistol. There are firearm short-term storage lockers if you go through the security booth. If you try to walk through the security line with a machine pistol, it will most likely be confiscated, where you will be taken to a small room and asked why you brought a machine pistol into the train station.
Self-defense.
Yeah,
It puts the pistol in the basket, or it gets the hose again.
it's aggressive,
Yep.
proactive self-defense. I gotcha. Prison.
Hooray! I mean, no. Well, then I could be a Vori.
All right. Minus, you followed 4 very strange individuals to a train station. They're
Having
heading in.
reservations.
You have reservations?
Continue. No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
having.
He has no reservations.
I misunderstood. You were using good language, and I thought you meant that you were going to go eat somewhere. And I was like, all right, a man after my own heart. I called ahead. I got a reservation. I'm going to the restaurant. Screw these hippies.
Can I?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Do
you
they
can
have
web book.
reservations to the food place? The food.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton of food places in here. It's how much do you want to spend, and what do you want to eat?
The cart.
Oh, to the train? No. Booked months in advance. That'd be too
But
easy.
are there tickets for other trains?
No, this is really the food train attraction.
So there's no other trains that are leaving.
Oh, there
the
are
station?
tickets to other trains. If Minus wants to get on a train and go away, he could certainly
From
do
us.
that. But the train
Um,
restaurant is not ticketed.
Where would be the next stop?
On this train?
On any train, like that would still bring us closer to our next stop.
The expanded corporate, what we'll call the Amtrak system, because I haven't thought of who's running the trains yet. Just ignorance, I guess. It depends. It runs in kind of an L loop south through Louisiana and then west and up towards California. It'll also run straight over out of Kansas. It'll run up through Chicago, is probably the shortest day trip on the train. Chicago's always kind of overshadowed Kansas City as a distribution hub. East. You just pick a direction.
So these are they're non-local train. Okay.
They're state-to-state transit. Minus.
We all can't go on the train.
No, especially not state to state either.
And if we all can't go on the train, then one person has to go on the train. And if one person goes on the train,
They'll be temporary.
like
out of-
Yeah, that's why
So
I
if-
suggested Voltaic do it.
Mhm.
sure.
Because if I get shot, it's not him.
I mean, no, I say that
Yes,
right.
if I get shot, we have a medic.
Voltaic isn't here though. There's this other guy in a plain-looking suit, Minus, with brown hair. He looks average, and he gets out of the van with Statric
So-
and
Medic, yeah.
it's the new guy.
It's cannon
Which one of
fodder.
these boxes are we dropping off at this event? At this dinner
It's
or at this train?
the mushrooms.
It is the mushrooms. Very insightful.
Truffle smuggling. You cannot eat them. They would probably be delicious if you sauteed them, but you cannot have them, Linus.
But they're real mushrooms.
You could harvest
so-
the
so what if-
spores
They're truffles.
and actually cultivate them.
And farm them. Well, if
You can
this
make
goes
money off
bad,
them.
you can have the mushrooms. Who's going into the train station, like past the scanners with me? Is anybody going?
Medic will, and he'll leave his knife and
That's
Crusader behind.
arms.
yeah.
So I'm not going onto the train, but I will be there inside the train station.
Yeah, that will be the same situation with me. That way we can rush
Minus?
over to you.
What are you
Sure.
doing? You coming inside? Or are you staying outside?
I guess I'm coming inside. If I have to.
You don't have to.
No.
I'm being inclusive.
No.
Out of character, I feel bad accusing him of it's like stuck sitting outside the whole time. Although you did save us from a bunch of gangers and then
It's called
I didn't know
sentry
you
duty.
had. Well, you don't know that.
Nothing's going to happen.
True, I don't know that.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen here, Voltaic. We're just going to get on the train, do the deal, we get off the train, we all go home.
I'm gonna get shot in the face.
If it
Alright,
comes
so-
to that,
Just 10 minutes of us not screwing this up. Come on, guys.
If it comes to that, I will scream loudly.
if it comes to that, Bolt will get you out, one way or another.
Okay. So I will go to the scanners. Well, I guess get in line. Is there a
Yeah.
line?
Not a great
I'll get
line
in
on
line.
Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll get in line.
not at this point. I mean, there would be at the
Mhm.
train terminal, but not here. So yeah, no, like 5 minutes, you're through the door, you're into the grand, beautiful train center. Actual departure trains down the lift to the renovated subterranean subway entry place to the right. Museum to the left. Straight down the hall is fine dining. To the right, and Science City is here, and all sorts of touristy things. But your destination immediately to the right, down to the ground level. Kansas City, if you've never been here, is built on a lot of hills. The train station is at the top of the hill. The actual trains depart from the bottom of the hill, which is about 2 stories below the ground level of the train station.
Hills in Kansas?
Okay.
Say what?
There's hills in Kansas?
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely not Saskatchewan.
There's no mountains. People try and ski here, but it's ridiculous.
Bunny Hills. All right. We'll go downstairs towards our destination.
All right.
I have really no. I think I have perception. My perception's not particularly high, so it's not like I'm not exactly full of trade craft. So
Well,
I'm not going to be carefully observing to make sure nobody's following me.
You can ask your resident not rigger who's plugged into the coffee shop on his deck for directions since he's living in your head.
That's
Yep.
true.
Man, if I were
All
in
right.
Statrix's puzzle party, he would get a ping every few seconds. Anytime I didn't know anything.
Hey,
That's what
hey,
I'm here for.
hey.
What color
Hey.
is milk? Oh, I got it.
What's up, Voltaic?
So yeah. So I guess guide me where I'm going, so I don't have to look, because if time is relatively important, I'd rather not spend any time getting lost because I'm stupid. So
No, not a problem. There's a community map here for us. Let me just patch that into your GUI. Click,
Yep.
click.
Platform 3.
are there signs?
And I'll go
Yep.
ahead and I'll label a path towards platform 3 with as few security checkpoints as possible.
I will follow the dotted line, family circus style,
Family
walking
service.
walking confidently.
The best part is only you and anyone else can on this team can see the dotted line.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, yeah, you got the dotted line. You're following the dotted line. It takes you maybe 10 minutes to get onto a platform. The platform is relatively empty. The train doors, the main doors are open with, sorry, go ahead.
Since Ryan took out for 2 minutes, can we just take our 5 minutes here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a random plan.